Hey guys, it's Ava. Welcome back to my incredibly inconsistent YouTube... What? Welcome back to my incredibly inconsistent YouTube channel. Today I'm actually going to be making a video for once. I know I never do that. I feel like I should do it more often because when I do this it's really fun and then I get busy and then I forget about it and yeah. So I'm going to confess something. I have been in a reading slump pretty much this entire year, even though I was in quarantine where I could have been reading all day every day. And I wasn't because I had pretty much no motivation to do anything. But, so, yeah. This video is the tea about me. My reading specifically I'm going to talk about. I'm trying to shove myself back into reading. So I'm going to be talking about what I'm currently reading, what I think about it, and also show off the stuff that I got because I went to T2 for the first time and I love tea, so I actually got to go to a T2 shop because there's not any near my house and I was in the city for the weekend, yeah. So I got two little $16 boxes of tea. They're loose leaf, so I had to get a little cute diffuser, so I got this little basic diffuser with a little tiny teacup. Ah! So cute. And then I got two $16 boxes of loose leaf tea. I got Blue Mountain, which is pretty good. And when I actually got home from the city today, my mum was like, oh yeah, that smells like apricots. And I was like, oh my god, you're right. Yeah, it smells like apricots. I was like, it smells like something. I don't know what it is. And I also got Morning Sunshine, which I like a little bit more. And when I drank this, it made me so happy because it just reminded me of a series of unfortunate events and how Kit Snicket says that tea should be as bitter as wormwood and as sharp as a two-edged sword, and this tea is bitter and sharp. It's great. Kit would be proud of me. R.I.P. So we're actually going to start talking about books now. I hadn't checked on my channel in ages, so I went back to my first video on this channel, which was my review of Conference of the Birds, and there's like so many more comments and likes, and there's like over 300 views on it, like not that much, like close to 400 views, which is pretty good for a channel with 45 subscribers. So yeah, I was very pleased to see that, so I was like, you know what, let's talk about, also, wait, what? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I was one of the only people that actually reviewed that book, which was weird because it's like, it's a thing. But, you know, it got me a little bit of clout, so today I'm going to be talking about more books that people probably haven't reviewed on YouTube channel, and some that I'm sure a lot of people are talking about. So with that, the latter of those, we're going to be talking about A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Oh wow, I thought I was further than that. Just exposed myself. Like nobody, like anybody's watching this. Anyway, I've seen that there's like a lot of mixed reviews for this book, and I've been really enjoying it, you know, like Lucy Gray is one of my favorite characters ever now. Like, she's just great. I never thought I would ship President Snow with someone either. That's interesting. Is that what I say here? I don't know. Seeing him as somebody to root for that I ultimately know is going to shatter my heart because, you know, he becomes a bastard is something that's very interesting to me. And seeing the early stages of the Hunger Games and how different it was when it first happened is super interesting to me. That has been my favorite part of this book, besides like all of the character stuff. Like, throw that out the window. Seeing the formation of the games and how horrible and basic basic bitch, how basic it is at the start, and what it becomes later on in the series by the time we get to the ones over there on my bookshelf that you can't see, which is weird, but this is how I set up my camera. Also, I'm filming during the day for the first time. It's such an interesting view and a look back, and because like we didn't know anything about that, they were just like, oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm just going to stop it there. But that aspect is super interesting to me, and it's definitely something that I wasn't expecting from this book. I didn't even think about that, but it's become like my favorite part. But I will do a full review when I finish it. Moving on to the next one. So I got a new book from a book depository. I don't know if I want to put the logo here because I'm editing this on my iPad and filming it on my phone because all the computers in my house are busted. Okay, it's just the laptop and our ancient desktop, which is like literally ancient. It's been in my family for ages. And I wanted to read it for ages, and every time I went to get it, they only had the second one in the shop, so I was like, I'm gonna order it online, and then I'm gonna read the second one once I finish it. So I am reading A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid. Oh, I thought it was Brigid. It's Brigid. Brigid Kemmerer. I really am enjoying this book. I'm not that far into it. I only got it the other day from Book Depository, which is my favorite place to order books online because everything's on sale all the time and it's free shipping. So good. I don't know what that face was. But it's super good. I'm really enjoying the characters. The plot like just pulled me in straight away. Because I was reading some of the reviews on Goodreads and people were like, oh, it took me like, you know, here's pages to get into it. And I was like, I was into it straight away. I love this book. It's super good. I love the way the curse is set out. It is very dark and lonely. It's quite putrid actually. It's a really horrible way to treat someone. Harper is a really enjoyable character in like the way she talks to herself. I just realized that my guinea pigs have flipped both of their houses upside down. I'm gonna fix that later. It's just super interesting, the plot and the way the curse works. And you know, okay, I get scared really easily, but I will watch a scary movie or a horror movie or whatever if it has a good plot. A good dark plot focusing on interesting things, and this book is definitely like that. The curse is so horrible in the way it's set out, but seeing someone have to go through that and the way it works and, you know, that whole like blah, 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 it's super interesting and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Again, I haven't really read that much of it, so I'm not really going to go into more detail, but you know. Next, actually no, I'm going to save that one for last. That's the big finale. Next, I'm going to be talking about a book that I haven't started yet because it's the third in the series and I just finished I was about to do that. The second one, which is, actually I don't know, Me Before You. I started out with that series by watching the movie because I was like, oh yeah, it's just a romance movie. Boy, was I wrong. It makes me cry a lot every time I watch it. I've watched it a couple times, and one time my dad was in the room while I was watching it and he thought it was really sick. Sick as in bad, not sick as in cool. Once I watched the movie, I picked up the book because I was desperate to read it. The book is a bit better, but the movie's pretty good for an adaptation. Like, some adaptations are really bad. And then I found out there were sequels, so I started reading them, and I was on Goodreads, you know, adding them to my lists and all that, because that's what I do. And when it comes to the sequels of Me Before You, so many people do not like them, and I was like, oh. I really like them. I do. I felt like After You was a really good segue because, you know, going off on a tangent here, when, you know, Louisa is in Paris at the end, I was like, oh, that's a really happy ending and it makes me feel better about Will dying. I'm going to put spoiler warning. I'm just going to put a spoiler warning in somewhere in post, you know, on my iPad because I'm a cool kid. But I felt like it was a really natural progression that everything just wasn't okay with her, and she goes to a support group and Will has a daughter and there's all this stuff. And I cried. Like, well, okay, I almost cried because I was at school and I didn't want to cry at school while reading a book on my phone because I have After You as a digital copy. Like, I prefer to have physical copies of books. That's my absolute favorite, but I will get audiobooks and ebooks if I can't find them anywhere, if they're not at the library or they're not at any bookshops that I can get to, or if I just can't be bothered to order it online and I don't want to wait for it. The moment when she lets her balloon go on the rooftop party made me cry, and I ship her so much with Sam, and if he died in the back of the ambulance, I would have died if he died. Oh, it's so good. I really loved it. And, you know, her taking the job and going to New York and starting to live that life. And when she stood up to her asshole boss, like, I was into this book, but so many people don't like it. They're like, and I get where they're coming from. They will never live up to Me Before You. Me Before You is a fantastic book and it's still my favorite. But After You was still really good to me. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, even though so many people don't like it. It's probably old news because, I don't know, that book came out a while ago. I finished After You, and now I have a physical copy of Still Me, which is great because it's nice to actually have it. I will get a physical copy of After You at some point because I want to have all 3 of them, even though they're probably going to be different covers, because that's what happens unless you get them in a box set. But yeah, also the little bumblebee, I love it. I loved all the characters that were introduced, and just the plot was good to me. I don't know why so many people don't like it. I know it's not as good as the first one, but they're like, it's so disjointed and unnecessary, and I was like, I want to keep going with her, and seeing her in the depressive state was sad, obviously, but it's character building. You have to go through bad things, and it wouldn't be natural if she was just like, oh yes, I'm in Paris and I'm all happy now. Like, I liked seeing her grow as a character and start being with someone else and being able to move on, and Lily as a character was great, and the whole blackmailing subplot made me feel so bad for her, because I was gonna say I would be, but I've never been in that situation before. If I was, like, okay, I can sympathize, but I can't empathize because I've never been blackmailed with horrific photos. But I really enjoyed her character. I thought she was funny. She had a good element of, she was a good character is what I'm trying to say. I think Sam was cool. He's enjoyable, but he's not like a huge, like, standout character, you know. Although I would have died if he died in the back of the ambulance. He is an ambulance man, you know. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I like him. He's good. I like him. Yeah. Next. So the grand finale that I'm going to talk about books-wise in today's video is a beautiful hardback monstrosity that cost $40 that I pre-ordered, that came out like 20 days after it was released, even though I pre-ordered it. It is from my favourite authors of all time. It's Aurora Burning by Amie Kaufman. Wait. Yeah, Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. I thought I always get their last names switched around. Again, I'm pretty close to finishing that one. Like, that's a little bit. I can finish it. I've just been in a huge reading slump, and it's been really bad. I haven't been properly on my game reading for this whole year, pretty much. Ooh, that's... I don't like saying that on camera. That's really bad. This book is so good. I love the series. I couldn't wait for it to come out. Everyone's saying the ending is insane, so I'm super scared, but it's been really good. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Look how beautiful this cover is. Like, I love Tyler more than anybody, and his death fake out almost made me flip my desk in class. Okay, not that bad, but come on, look at that illustration. That's so good. You're a good boy. I just smacked him in the face. You're a good boy, Cal, even though I love Tyler more. Tyler is bae. I love Tyler. I wish he was real. I would marry him if he was real. I have a bit of a problem. All the characters are back. Oh, well. All the characters that I like are back. Oh, I feel so mean. But, you know, all the standout characters are back. They're still just as enjoyable and as funny as the first book. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. All the little plot twists and the fact that these people can, what is it, just Adams and Destroy can, like, tell the future somehow. I'm sure they'll explain it, but anyway, I've heard that the ending is insane. Everybody's reviews that I saw was like, what, that ending? And I'm like, oh god, I don't want to finish it. That's why I haven't been reading. I'm scared. They already death faked out Tyler. They hope they don't do it again. I hope he's on the cover of the next one. Love you, Tyler Jones. I wish you were real. But Aurora and her plight to figure out what the fuck is going on with her, and the fact that she has to be, like, trained. I think that was, like, the last thing I read, is that she had that weird vision when she touched that weird crystal thing. If you haven't read these books, this is going to make no sense. But It's been super, super, super enjoyable. I'm going to do a full review on it, obviously, when I finish it, even though I'm super late because I'm taking forever to read anything because I am in a reading slump. So that's all the books that I'm trying to focus on currently. I'm just going to put them in a nice little stack. Also, next to my, let's hit my thumb. I'm also trying to freaking get myself to finish Deviate so I can get True Life and read that because that comes out this year. Thank you, J. Kristoff, you're my favourite author. I love the fact that Lemon Fresh has friends other than Eve now, kind of. I kind of ship her and Diesel, but he's dating someone else, but you never know. I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah. I don't know, I haven't been reading. I don't remember, I get details wrong. I also have heaps of books that, like, I just never finished. Deviate is one of them. I also haven't finished The Goldfinch. I haven't finished Leia, Princess of Alderaan. I should probably stop talking because I'm making myself look really bad as a reader. Fun fact about The Goldfinch. It's not really a fun fact, it's just a fact about my life. They finally put the movie on Netflix because I didn't get to see it in cinemas. I don't know why nobody would go with me because nobody wanted to see it, so I just never ended up going to see it. And they put it on Netflix, so I started watching it. I've still got like 40 minutes of it left because I was at the hotel and then everybody woke up and we had to go out for breakfast, so I didn't finish it yet. But from what I have read of the book, it's pretty accurate. It's kind of like, it's weird how with books everything's kind of like sequential, but with movies they like chop and change to try and keep you interested. Also, the guy who plays Theo as an adult, not a child, that's creepy. The guy who plays him as an adult looks really good with glasses. If a guy has glasses, I immediately love them. Guys look better with glasses. If you have eye problems, I will date you. Just kidding. You also have to have like fluffy hair. I don't know what I'm talking about. He looks really attractive is what I'm trying to say. It's Ansel Elgort, I think his name is. I don't know. I know he's in Baby Driver and those Kingsman movies, but I've only ever seen him in The Goldfinch and I still haven't even finished that movie, but he's super attractive. I like men with glasses and it's pretty good. It's pretty accurate. Again, I never finished the book. Well, I'm going to. I just haven't. Let me go get it off my shelf because it's a huge book. Well, it's not like as big as like a freaking Stephen King book or anything, but you know. It's also one of like the only like realistic contemporary books that I've read besides Me Before You, which is more of a romance. Still realistic fiction. This monstrosity that cost me $35. Freaking, it's a rip-off. That's why you buy all your books from Big W. I love buying books from Big W because everything's like between $10 and $16. It's great. Again, I'm also going to say it again. Book depository, I have to sneeze. And it goes away as soon as I say that. That's great. I don't have coronavirus, I swear. I got a cold over the holidays and I got tested. I'm all good. To come back. It's not going to come back to me, so I'm just going to talk about something else now. Super good book of what I've read. It's, again, one of the only, like, contemporary realistic fiction books that I've ever read. The movie seems pretty accurate from, again, what I read, which is this much. But it's a fucking huge book. It's like over 700 pages. Pretty good. Also, I have an adorable bookmark in there. You're a page turner. Imagine if your name was Page Turner. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Also, I forgot Finn Wolfhard was in that movie, and he's so skinny. Like, I know that's really weird to say, but he is so skinny. Like, his arms are like my finger. Okay, it's not that bad. I just choked on my spit. He's super skinny. But, you know, he's a kid, so seems like a pretty decent adaptation from what I have seen and what I have read. I just don't finish things. I need to get on top of it. Anyway, this was my video spilling the tea on my reading life because I haven't been doing very well. I'm trying to kick my butt into gear. Boom. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. It's a bit shorter than my other ones, which will probably get me better views on YouTube, because unlike me, most people like short videos. I don't. If a video is under 20 minutes, I'm disappointed. I like sitting there for hours. I watched like a 2-hour-long video once. Multiple times. I like long videos. Anyway, all of that to say, thank you for watching my stupid channel. If you are here, thank you for sticking around. If you like books or tea, subscribe. Ugh, felt dirty saying that. And also, if anybody out there cares, please drop me your recommendations for what to buy at T2, because I'm going there more often, because those teas are delicious. Drop me your suggestions for your favourite teas, any kind of tea, down below from T2 or David's tea. I've heard they're good as well. Thank you, Simply Nailogical, and thank you for watching my cringy ass fucking YouTube channel. Bye!